There's a new project in the works for Power Rangers, and while there aren't many details on this news, at least it's somewhat official. Hasbro's president answered a question to Mariba, a writer for the Illuminati, and told him that Hasbro has exciting plans. At the end of the answer he put several emojis implying that all these plans are being created in silence, and this is something that we have commented on several occasions. Let's analyze well all this answer, because this can have many meanings and maybe we can understand what can happen with the future of Power Rangers. First, we should mention that 2024 was going to be a year of pure silence, that is, we were not going to have any new Power Rangers project. This has caused many fans to be anxious, and we all want to know some details about a new season. For 30 years we were used to getting a new season of Power Rangers every year, and that is why now it has become so hard for us to wait so long without getting anything new. The reality is that good projects take a long time to complete, and this is the next stage of this analysis. Although Hasbro's president said that they are working on new projects for Power Rangers, that doesn't mean they are working on a reboot of the franchise. These new projects could be several different things like, for example, an animated series, new toys, collectibles, or maybe just a new series with the same format we've seen all our lives. Obviously, all this seems absurd to us since we all know that the franchise needs a reboot and a transformation so that it starts to be a universe aimed for a more mature audience. The reality is that the children's series was no longer working, and even if they did something totally different, if they create it for a child audience, it is very likely to get the same numbers as the previous series. The reality is that I don't think Hasbro stopped the children's series to come back and create a different children's series that they have to invest more money in, and this can be identified with the obvious moves. Power Rangers has always used the Sentai scenes, and this means that Hasbro doesn't have to invest so much money in production since the most cost comes from the Japanese series. If they start creating another children's series without adapting the Sentai, then Hasbro would have to invest more money to be able to create all the action scenes, which are very expensive. In the end, Hasbro will get the same audience results, but they will have spent much more money, and this would not make sense. It is for this reason that the only real alternatives that may exist are the reboot for a more mature audience or the animated series, which represents a smaller investment and is likely to have a larger audience than the typical children's series. Although the animated series may generate good revenue due to the small investment Hasbro has to make, the reality is that this will not elevate the brand in a way that will make it a great competition, and what it may cause is that in the long run Power Rangers will cease to exist. We all agree that it would be nice for Power Rangers to have an animated series, but this series cannot be the only thing that sustains the franchise and cannot be the main entertainment. This is because these animated series don't have as big an impact as a live-action series, and it's not going to have the same impact that a reboot with a Marvel-like level would have. In this channel we have talked many times about what Power Rangers could be if they manage to create a universe in which series and movies are connected, but that all the visual part is of a high level. If they manage to create a new Power Rangers universe with a visual level as the 2017 movie had, but that could have all the essence of the franchise, then it could become a good option for all those Marvel fans. You have to remember that even though it seems like there could be a competition, that really doesn't exist anymore due to digital platforms. These days there are platforms like Netflix where if you want to watch a movie, all you have to do is enter the platform and choose what you want. After you finish that movie you can look for another one and watch it with all the patience in the world. Because of this is that Power Rangers should aspire to be like Marvel and create a connected universe aimed for a more mature audience. This new universe must have excellent special effects so that it can appeal to those fans who are used to a higher level of visuals, and with this the franchise can share all those Marvel fans who have never seen Power Rangers. It is for these reasons that the smartest path Hasbro can choose is to create a reboot for a more mature audience, but they must invest the necessary money so that the investment does not become a loss. If the company doesn't invest a lot of money, then the special effects are going to be mediocre and the visuals are going to continue to look like what we've had all our lives. This is not going to appeal to new fans, and the reboot is going to be a total failure. Although the Hasbro CEO did not give details about the projects they are working on for Power Rangers, we must understand that the best things are achieved quietly, and maybe they are just starting everything from scratch. Let's remember that the producers who were going to be in charge of creating the new universe have deleted all Power Rangers information from their websites, and this can only mean that they are no longer part of the plans for the future of the franchise. My theory is that the reboot that had been planned for a long time and had been in development for several years has been cancelled. However, Hasbro possibly started looking for other alternatives, and this could have happened for several reasons. Remember that recently there was a rumor that Hasbro and Netflix were no longer going to work together on the reboot, but that is still not official news. Despite this, shortly after that we noticed that the producers deleted all the Power Rangers information, and perhaps this may have confirmed these rumors in some way. This could mean that maybe Hasbro wasn't liking what these producers were creating, and maybe they simply decided to pull them out of the project. Still, it doesn't mean that they have decided to stop working on the reboot with Netflix, and maybe it's just a change of producers. Another important detail is that Hasbro is still working with Netflix on other projects and also works with other platforms like Paramount+. This means that Hasbro has other companies that they can work with comfortably, and they can create a new high-level Power Rangers universe. The thing is that in order to achieve that, they have to work for a long time, because these high-level projects can't be created with the same speed as the Power Rangers series we've seen all our lives. Write in the comments your thoughts on the reboot, like this video and subscribe for more Power Rangers news.